Hi. So this is clearly very different to what I normally post, obviously, if you are just discovering my channel now. Hi. I don't normally get political, but I'm trans and Trump is doing some really terrifying shit over in America. And even though I live in Australia, I'm still terrified because I'm trans. What a surprise. So yeah, I have tea. This is very shit quality because this is my school laptop, but I have tea. It tastes shit. But that's fine because I have shit stuff to talk about because Trump's doing some weird shit, and so are a bunch of other people. So, yeah. I just want to preface this by saying, if I haven't already been saying this, my research is probably not as great as it would be for, like, other people who... get closer to you. Other people who write video essays on YouTube. That's probably way more detailed than this will be, since this is technically an assignment. So yeah, this is probably a mess, but whatever. I'm a mess emotionally, mentally, physically. If you can't tell by the state of my room, I'm a mess. So yeah, let's get into this. Yippee. So first of all, if it wasn't bloody obvious by now, trans rights are human rights, and trans rights are women's rights. Wow, I did not know that. Congratulations. Now you know. Pulling out the fucking chapters. So, if you've read the news or been on Twitter for any amount of time in the last year, maybe, you would have heard about Trump doing stuff, Elon Musk doing stuff, J.K. Rowling doing shit, which, again, unsurprising if you, like, did any research into their past or whatever. So, yeah, once again, idiots, men, they're trying to make choices about the rights of women's bodies, which, first of all, why are we making men make choices about women's bodies when they're, like, not even remotely, like, I'm gonna be shit at explaining this, but, like, men and women are not the same, like, well, first of all, biologically, there's that aspect, but also, like, periods and pregnancy and menstruation and all that stuff. There's, like, a bunch of stuff that women experience, and men are just like, no, we're gonna make choices for you because you're dumb, insignificant little women, and we think we're better than you, which, yeah, they do, 90% of the time, and that's what, I believe it was the suffragette movement, like, maybe 100 years ago, maybe less, maybe more. My history is shit. Don't ask me to recall dates and times or historic stuff. But yeah, so, years ago, women and also a bunch of men were fighting for women's rights. And it's still happening, Like, nothing's changed. Like, I'll be honest with you. Trump is fucking taking away women's rights, trying to stop them from voting. And I'm just honestly sick and tired of this shit. And I'm just terrified, honestly. And I feel like everyone is just sick and tired of this shit. And it's like, oh, why is he doing this? I didn't want him to do this when I voted for him. And it's like, bitch, you voted for the leopards eating faces, bitch. So why are you surprised when the leopards are eating your faces? Sorry, I'm just really frustrated. This isn't very scripted, but I just need to say shit. So I guess, why do we keep putting men in charge who are racist and sexist and homophobic? Because it's not the fucking 1820s, 1800s or whatever anymore. And it's like, all we want is equal pay and for us to actually have control over our lives. Like, no, if I was... Okay, everything out of the way. If you've managed to get this far in the video, trigger warning, if that has not been blatantly obvious, just trigger warning for anything and everything, because yes, but just like, if I was raped and then I had to have a pregnancy, I would not want a man to dictate whether or not I have to keep the child, because first of all, I'm 16, second of all, I'm a minor, and that would be illegal, probably, and also, third of all, why is a man, why would he be in charge of what happens to me and my body when it's my body that would be impacted? Like, pregnancy, I don't know how many of you have been around when, like, a mother's been given birth or whatever, but, like, doctors always ask, or are always trying to make sure that the child and the mother are okay. They don't ask the father if he's there or other family members. And I saw, I think it was Reddit or some YouTuber reacting to a Reddit thing, being like, oh, why did they not ask how the men are feeling? And it's like, because you're not important. But like, the child is, first of all, coming out of the mother, which, great job on her. And also, a lot of women die in childbirth, less so now, but it's just like, why are men still in charge of women's autonomy? Like, it's fucking 2025. Like, honestly. Sorry, I'm just getting really upset about this, and I'm trying not to cry, because if I start crying, then I'm going to have to refill this all over again. So I'm going to stop apologizing and actually just go through my notes. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, as you could tell by the probably 5 times I've mentioned already, America and Britain are kind of fucked, because they're just going down the wrong path of just people, specifically men, most of the time, just abusing their power, but people in power just, I mean, this has happened all throughout history, but people use their power and then just don't expect consequences. Like, yeah, you're going to get consequences. You're just a normal person just because you, like, if you rape a child, you're still going to go to jail. Who cares if you're the fucking president? You still hurt a fucking child. Yeah. So, if you've been on Twitter, you've probably been aware of J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk being part of a lawsuit because I think it might have been the Olympics, or maybe just some other major, I think it's female boxing. Don't know what the category was. I'll put it on screen because, once again, I'm not a proper video essayist doing this as my job, because YouTube is not my job. Imani Khalif, correct me if I'm wrong, editing me, which I might be, so don't sue me. But there was this whole online thing where they were just like, she's a man and she's the Imani is a man and he's enjoying the fact that he likes seeing women cry when he punches them, which, first of all, fucking disgusting. Please don't punch women. Women are great. I love women. I'm dating a woman. I'm sorry, that came out weird. But my girlfriend's great, in case anyone cares. Go along with this, Filmy. Will you with me? Fucking English is not great. Even though it's my first language. Wonderful. But yeah, so if you want, I'll put a whole bunch of links either on screen or in the description with the timestamps or a Imani Khalif drama thing, whatever, with a bunch of other YouTube videos just explaining it better than I ever could. But just generally, if you want like other trans content that's better recorded than me, I would recommend Jamie Dodger. He does a lot of great stuff. That's majority of where my information has been coming from, as well as I need to breathe, as well as Danny Phantom EXE, Danny Phantom, Danny whatever. I'll put links to both of them in the description, but that's where I've been getting my news from America and Britain at the moment, because this is Australia, once again, bottom of the world. Nothing interesting ever happens down here because people forget we exist. Also, Trump spent $32 million. This is Australian dollars. So that would be like 20 million American dollars. On transphobic advertisements. So, like, what does he get out of trying to villainize a minority that didn't do anything to him except exist? Like, if I was to just, like, go up to someone I didn't even know and just be like, "You're dead, I hate you." Like, if I did that 20 million times or 32 million times and then just got away with it, like, I wouldn't have I would have consequences, but Trump isn't, because he's the president and he's ignoring orders from I think it was federal court, or once again, I will put things on screen. He's been ignoring things from a specific court. Once again, Legal Eagle, another American guy where I've been getting my news from. Also, he's been attempting to sue teachers for the teachers calling students their preferred name and pronouns. Like, why do you care about that? If the student is happy, why does it matter? Like, every year, every semester really, I send emails to my teachers just updating them on my name and my pronouns, because I will be honest, my mother is not great about the fact that I'm trans, and I just want my teachers to know, because it's probably not going to be updated on my school email or daymap or whatever the hell I use. So I may as well just tell my teachers, and they've all been great about it. And then just if like some guy in power like Trump was to ever just be like, "Oh no, you can't do that because I'm going to sue your teachers," it's just like, why? That's like me calling a teacher Mr. Talbot, like calling him Tallboat. Like, it doesn't hurt anyone. It's just silly and fun and just making me happy to call him that, because he's going along with my goofiness, and whatever. So it's like, why does he care so much? It's like, we've always been around, we've always been here, we're not going to disappear anytime soon. You're just going to kill us because if you keep destroying our support services and just trying to make everyone hate us, then, I mean, sure, you're probably going to end up with a bunch of us committing suicide, but, like, it's not going to achieve anything aside from making people hate you even more. I'm sorry, my voice hurts. I don't usually talk this much, if you couldn't tell. And honestly, some of the worst things that, some of the worst things, because honestly, what hasn't been worse that's, come closer. I mean, honestly, what's not been a shit thing that's, like, come out of the recent presidential election? Like, there's a lot of shit things that's come out of that. Like, HR 22, which is a bill that I believe got passed, and it was to try and to stop married women and trans people from voting. This is not the fucking 1800s. Please stop. Let us vote. Let us have equal rights. Just stop making everything so fucking difficult for us. We're just trying to live, honestly. And so the basis of it is that in America to vote now, I have never been to America. I don't intend to go to America, like, ever. But apparently when you vote in America, you need to have your state-issued ID. So I assume I'm going to use my splinter pen for... I'd assume you'd have something similar to this, so like a driver's license kind of thing, or like your school ID or something similar to that. And then you'd have that or whatever. I don't know. I don't live in America. And then, so you need to have two forms of identification. One of them is your state-issued ID, and the second one is either your birth certificate or your passport. But to have a passport, you need your birth certificate. And, sorry, let me bring up the statistics I wrote down. 70 million American women do not have access to their birth certificates, either because they are being withheld from them by, like, their husbands or their fathers or parents or whatever. They do just 70 million American women do not have access to their birth certificates. Let that just think about that for a moment. 70 million people do not have access to their birth certificates. And that also means that they probably also don't have access to their passports either. And also, 50% of Americans don't own passports. So, that too. Because, like, if you live in America, like, the only travel you're going to do is between other states. And if America is anywhat similar to Australia, you don't need your passport when you go to another state. It's only if you go out of the country. So people don't have their passports because why would you need it if you're only going to stay in America for your whole life? And so just going back to the voting thing. So you need your birth certificate, and you need your birth certificate to get your passport. And then for your passport, there's a processing fees. There's a bunch of fees to get a passport. I don't know because I've never had to do it. My parents have done it for me probably years ago when I was a child. But it's like 300 USD to get a passport. And for the Australians here, that's $500 fucking dollars. That's like $1,000. That's like a lot of money that you need for a passport. And like, in this fucking economy, like, no. Like, nobody's gonna spend that much money when people are just going to use that towards their family and for food and safety and to just not die. It's just sad and pathetic, and I genuinely want to apologize for any American just who's watching this. I'm sorry. Even though I can't, just genuinely, I'm sorry that this is what you have to go through. And I'm sorry. But if you want any comfort, feel free to vent in my comments. Go off. I don't care. Have fun. But you know what? If you come to Australia, it's not going to be a shit. You can have a voice. You can vote. You can. It doesn't have to be difficult for you. Housing might be an issue, but I'm sure that's probably not much different from America. But I guess depends where you look. Aside from getting depressing, well, I'm going to get depressing again. Voting. Your state issued ID and either your birth certificate or your passport need to match names. Now, if you've changed your name for any reason, so if you've gotten married and changed to your partner's last name, or you're trans and you've changed your name, you can't vote. Because your identification needs to match on both articles of identification. So, yeah, sorry. I don't know what voting was like before this, but I assume you probably only needed your state ID and not your passport or your birth certificate, because this issue HRTT was meant to solve was for voter fraud, and in America, it's less than 1%. Trump is focusing his fucking efforts on something that is less than 1% of a problem. And also trans people, but trans people aside, I can think of bigger issues than voter fraud, which in America is literally almost zero to focus on. This man is insane. Honestly, I've got a whole fucking 3-page list on here, and there's even more that I'm not covering because my mental health is already shit and I don't want to kill myself by the end of this. Also, I don't know if this was actually passed or was going to be passed or actually did pass, but Kansas, I'm going to say recently passed, a bill where the forced inspection of children's genitals is now legal if children play sports. The forced inspection of children's genitals. Why? Because trans people, I guess. Because we are such a problem that you need to look at children's genitals. What are we, fucking pedophiles? Just say that. That's just going to be a gateway for pedophilia to thrive. And also Trump is a 34-count felon and has a known history of sexual abuse towards women. I don't mean for it to sound like that, but I think it just goes to say that he's going to silence women, he's going to silence queer people, he's going to be racist, he's going to be sexist, he's going to be homophobic, he's going to silence anyone that speaks out against him. Why are we surprised? Why are Republicans surprised when they voted for him and then are like, oh no, why is he doing that? It's because you're fucking dumb. If that's not fucking obvious. I apologize for swearing so much, but I'm also not apologizing because I'm just angry and upset. And I don't know how else to vent my frustration other than swearing, because it's Australia. I grew up in Victoria. Everyone says cunt and fuck and whatever, even though we're children, so get used to it. Also, continuing, because I have 5 more paragraphs, there is a growing list of American states, as well as in Britain, because J.K. Rowling has been deciding she wants to pressure the government unsurprising because people in power, historically, and always, 90% of the time, are like exploiting their power. So yeah, the law that was passed was that it defines women by their ability to ovulate, which is producing eggs and their ability to have children. So basically, any women older than like 40, or whenever you just kind of can't have children. I don't know what that age is exactly. I'm 16 once again. I don't know why I feel the need to reiterate that, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, and also any women who just, I feel really uncomfortable just continuing to say the word women, but I feel like saying females would just make it worse. So I just apologize if anyone out there is cringing. Yeah, anyone who, like, if you're older than like 40, or like you just naturally can't produce eggs, once again, that also sounds weird coming from my mouth, and I apologize. Then you're technically not a woman, female, even though that might have been what you were assigned at birth and what your body is based on. Apparently, you're not a woman. So even if you're cis, then I guess you're not anymore. Also, masculine-looking women and androgynous-looking women are also being dragged into the homophobic, transphobic hate, because people think anyone who isn't like, this is probably not the greatest example, but I'm just looking at my reflection in the camera. But like, unless you're fucking Hatsune Miku, some girl with long hair and skirts and looks feminine, then I guess you're not considered a woman, I guess. Like, that makes no sense. Make it make sense. Where is the logic? So it's like creating laws to stop trans people from having support is just going to make it worse for women. You can't be a fucking TERF and then preach about women's rights, and then, because that's just only going to make you lose your rights faster, because fucking ongoing transphobia and hypocritical behavior, like I said before, and just trying to exclude trans people will only just in the end, it's only going to being transphobic and trying to actively just get rid of trans people, well, specifically trans women from women's spaces, is only going to end up in actual cis women being boiled down to their reproductive abilities, which I don't think anybody wants, unless you're J.K. Rowling, because she's the person who did this to you. Go blame her. If you have Harry Potter set on fire, burn it. Don't buy books just to burn it, because all of the profits from that are going either to J.K. Rowling to spend on herself, or to direct transphobic, it's not a charity, just transphobic places. It's just, if anything, just, I don't know, just fucking steal Harry Potter or whatever books and just light them on fire, commit arson. I should not be encouraging this, but she's a shit person. Don't support her, please. If not for my sake, do it for a friend. Do it for someone you like. Do it for people you love. Just don't support her. Don't support Trump. Don't support fucking Elon Musk. Tesla's a fucking scam. And it's like, these laws and bills and whatever, the voices that these people have, they only have because we're letting them do this. We're not like that lawsuit with Amani Khalif and J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk. Those two only got consequences for that and fined, maybe, once again on screen. They only got consequences because people went shit ape over their posts and were like, no, you can't say this, you can't do this, what the fuck? And they got consequences. So how about we all just give people the consequences that they need to be given? Like, we can do that, right? Hopefully, maybe. I'm probably not. I'm just here as someone trying to tell you what's happening in the world, what's all the shit that's happening, everything that I think you should know, because the world's shit. I would support you if I wasn't doing pretty shit myself. So, yeah. And it's like, all this that's happening in the world, and people wonder why there's an increase in teenage suicide. Like, look around yourself for 1 second. Why the hell do you think children are suffering? Like, sorry, I'm just trying not to cry. But don't know how recent this was. A few days ago, maybe a week or two. But Trump deported a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 7-year-old. 2 of those had cancer. I don't remember exactly which 2. I'll put it on screen if I remember. But it's like, why are we deporting children? Like, I know Trump was going to deport non-American citizens, but those 3 children were American citizens. One of the children's, their mother was deported with them, so at least they're kind of safe, I guess. But that child's father wasn't even aware that his child had been taken until he saw the fucking news. This man is fucking insane. He's literally just taking children from their home and being like, no, shoo. After or during, no, I'm not sure if it was like after it had been announced that Trump was president, or like during the election while it was happening. There was a fucking 700% increase. 700. Not 7, not 70. 700% increase in calls to suicide prevention phone call places. I'm sorry, I'm shit at words. 700% increase in calls to mental health and suicide prevention organizations. Why do you think that is, Trump? Right-wingers, I want your response on this. Why do you think 700... Why do you think there was a 700% increase? Not because Trump's trying to kill fucking children at this point. No idea why. How about I make your day worse and say that usually it's like a 2-year wait for like visiting a mental health thing, getting appointments, getting whatever. And also a lot of governments around the world are actively trying to get rid of these support systems for teenagers. So is there this collective suicide pact that we've all signed, and I'm just very unaware of this? And it's like, yeah, we're just going to drop a nuclear bomb and just hope it wipes out everyone. Because at this point, I think that's what we all need, because this world's shit at the moment. It's like, honestly. And it's like, I'm not going to exactly go into my experiences with suicide and attempts and whatever. But my mental health is not great. It hasn't been great for, what year is it, 2025? It hasn't been great for like 7 years. And it's like, suicide, if someone's set on it, it's very difficult to just get someone out of that mindset and to just get them better. And you can't delay suicide. If someone's set on it, they're going to go through with it. If they fail, then they fail, and you should just support them. If you can't really do something about it, if they're set on it, you just need to support them if they manage to come out of it alive. I don't mean to get depressing, but that's generally what you need to do. Don't just try and support someone, anyone really, because it could be a teenager, it could be like an older adult who's suffering. Give people your support. Doesn't matter how old they are, who they are. Give them support. Make sure your friends are support. You are a support system for your friends if they need it. Just, I mean, Are You Okay Day is a thing for a reason, except it shouldn't be a day. It should be just a general thing, like every day. Just check on everyone. Make sure they're okay. Just the old shit. Give people reassurance that you'll be there for them. And I don't want my support systems to disappear because of shit that's happening overseas. And I mean, honestly, I've a therapy session on Friday, so I can probably unpack this with my therapist then. But like, just if you don't have friends or someone you can safely talk to, just you probably know me personally if you're seeing this video, because otherwise you probably aren't going to see this, but I'm happy to talk to you if you want. Yeah. I might not be able to give the best advice, but if you want to hang out with me, if you want to go to the city with me, if you want to just whatever, I can be there for you. I can be your support system. I can help you, even though I should probably be getting more support than a lot of people I know. Yeah. From Sesame Street and PBS. So like, what did Elmo do to you? Was he too fucking red for you? Are you too orange to understand that fucking red isn't white? And like, you fucking colorblind bitch? Are you just like, oh dang, Elmo's too red for us. Since I'm orange, I should get a say in whatever this shit. Did Big Bird not pay his taxes on time? Why are you cutting funding from a fucking kids show? Also, PBS. Like, I was explaining this to my brother earlier, and he wasn't entirely sure what PBS Kids was. And then I mentioned that they are the people who created Wildcats, and for the Australians here, you're like, what? I'm sure that's probably your response, because, like, I'm sorry, PBS Kids was created to educate kids who just, like, couldn't have the resources to, like, either go to school or would, whatever. And so, I'm sorry, you're taking that system away from us? Chat, we're not fucking dumb. People just think we're dumb. So how about we all just prove them wrong? Like, yeah, I have tea. I hope you enjoyed tonight's tea, today's tea, whatever the hell you want to call it, tea. Sorry it's kind of depressing and political. I don't normally get like this. Yeah, I just think there were things that needed to be said. And if anyone hears this, if you're transphobic and you are in any stage, any format, any whatever, just feminine or female adjacent, and then you're also transphobic, it's like, why are you actively advocating to lose your rights? Please just think. Make your own opinions, form your own opinions. Don't just go along with whatever everyone else is saying. just think for yourself for once. Think what other people would think if you did. Just use your brain. Don't be like me. Think before you act. Yeah, just look after yourselves. Just try and find something that makes you happy, even if the world's shit right now. I'm sure there will be something that makes you happy, something that just takes your mind off the shit that's happening. For me, if you couldn't tell by my wall, I have Genshin, I have Miku, I have a wall of art from artists, I have a bunch of drawings on here that I've made. I've got more artist drawings up here. I used to have a wall over there of my art, but I've currently taken that down just because I needed more blue tack. Now, I know this might seem silly to a lot of people, and I know this might seem silly to, I guess, anyone who isn't me or isn't, I guess, neurodivergent, but I have someone, a fictional character, unsurprising, it's me, of someone who, if you couldn't tell by the plushie there that I made of him, and then this whole section of wall dedicated to him, and then also this card of a separate character that I'm working on, actually a video essay about why Floyd Leach is my favourite character from Twisted Wonderland and why he's neurodivergent and why you should love him too just as much as I do. Yeah, just generally try and find something that you can rely on when you're just having a shit time. So, sorry for just sounding like a broken record for the last probably 5-10 minutes, and I'm sorry for getting pissy and swearing a bunch. I'm sorry that the world turned out like this, and that this probably isn't necessarily what you were expecting, but what can I say? I'm just a teenager with a screen and a platform that might get this out to someone who needs it. So good luck with whatever adventures you decide to go on and wherever you decide to take yourself. Just good luck, have fun, look after yourselves, love your fucking selves, just generally